Tonight, a verdict that we waited a long time for. A jury found Raul Valle not guilty in the 2022 stabbing death of Jimmy McGrath. A mistrial was declared for the lesser charges in the case. News 8 reporter Preston Stober joins us now with details on a wild day in and outside of court. Preston.
Yeah, Lisa, surprising could be the word to describe the day, both in the courtroom, outside, and in the demeanor of the expert that we spoke with.
Do you find the defendant guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
After a 3-week-long trial, Raul Valle found not guilty of murder.
At this point in time, I wish you the best of luck moving forward.
Another man waited with much different hopes, Kevin McGrath, the father of the killed boy.
At the end of the day, the jury made their verdict. I'm not sure, if they're in the same courtroom as we all were together, but that's the verdict, and we'll live with it. I can't even imagine that, I'm standing here giving this part of the speech. I mean, I was ready for maybe manslaughter. I was not ready for not guilty.
A certain element of shock in the words of Kevin McGrath that can also be heard from former prosecutor Ryan McGuigan.
This was a surprising verdict because it seems as though that the majority, by far and away the majority of the jurors, concluded very quickly that this is an act of self-defense.
McGuigan saying that if self-defense was the sole basis for the not guilty verdict, Valle may be out of jeopardy in this case.
It's very hard to imagine a scenario where the state comes back and says, well, now we want to charge him with reckless conduct. If the self-defense claim covers intentional conduct in an intentional murder, how is it logically that you could say, well, it doesn't cover reckless behavior, which, flailing a knife around and acting recklessly and cutting somebody?
Both the McGrath's family lawyer and McGuigan said that the not guilty verdict is not the end of the road, as both parties mentioned actions currently taken in civil court. A few of those cases we have found in court documents show the McGrath family and involved parties' civil suit against Raul Valle. Another case shows a civil suit held against Ronald and Stacy Rich, who the suit says owned the home where the stabbing happened. But what happened in today's court, McGuigan can only call an odd set of circumstances.
Normally, if you have self-defense claims,
All rise, court's adjourned.
They normally involve guns. Stabbings are very rare. We don't see a heck of a lot of those.
An interesting note that McGuigan made, he says in hindsight, now knowing the jury was deadlocked 11-1 yesterday, that most likely means 11 jurors were sticking to not guilty verdicts and one disagreed, rather than the other way around. Preston Stober, News 8.
Thanks, Preston. And to read more about this trial and the verdicts, you can head to our website, WTNH.com, or the free News 8 app.